Get ready for the Leader Chat Room with Paul Kramer, featuring Lifestyle Elite Global Marketing Directors.
Good morning, Lifestylers. Paul Kramer coming to you live from the Leader Chat Room at Lifestyle's home office in Toronto, Canada. This is our first show of 2024, so I'd like to take this opportunity to wish all of you a very, very healthy and happy new year. Let's have another amazing year together with Lifestyles. And of course, this year is a special year because we are celebrating our 35th anniversary. So in order to kick it off and get started on the right foot, we have an amazing guest here in the Leader Chat Room today. I'd like to introduce him to you. He joined Lifestyles in September of 2012. He was promoted to International Marketing Director in June of 2016, promoted to Global Marketing Director in April of 2017. He's the winner of the 2016 Rising Star Award. So let's welcome into the Leader Chat Room from Metro Manila, Global Marketing Director, Eric Ludovice. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Sir Paul.
Good morning, GMD.
Happy to be in your show.
Yeah, well, listen, it's great to have you. You're our very first guest of 2024. What do you think of that?
Wow, that's so amazing.
Well, it's great to have you. You look great. Everything looks fabulous there. You've got a great story. You've been very, very successful in Lifestyles. So we're going to tell everybody about it. And we're going to start, of course, when you were just a little kid. We always do that. We try and find the most embarrassing picture of somebody and put it up there. So let's see what we've got for Eric. We've got a picture here of you. And here you are as a little kid. And a little kid with your mom, of course. So you're the eldest. There's only 2 kids in your family, small family. You were born in Quezon. Your dad was a baker, and then became a jeepney driver. And your mom worked as a housemaid. Your family was poor. You weren't rich, but you were always struggling to do better. What can you tell us about your early days?
Yes, Sir Paul. So I can see the picture. I can remember many, many memories. So when I was a kid, I always consider myself as their lucky charm. And a lot of people are confirming that right now. During when I was already adult, they're always telling me that I'm their lucky charm. And I'd like to believe so because when I was born, because they are from poor family, and then they start to become they have like good life because I was born.
Okay, well that's good. So tell us a little bit about what it was like being a kid. What was your life like?
Being a kid, I was born in a place in a marketplace. Yeah, because my mom and my dad they have a business there, and I think when I'm still a kid, I'm really a business-minded person because I can still remember. I don't know if you know it there in Canada that when we were kids, I don't know, Sir Paul, can I use my language?
Of course, go ahead.
Yeah. Naglalaro kami ng mga kalaro ko, and then I played banker. And then our money is the candy wrapper, and I told every friend of mine, all the kids there, to gather all the candy wrappers, and I am the banker, so they're going to deposit all that candy wrappers to me. So I'm just sitting there, and all the kids were all around the town collecting their money, the candy wrapper, and that's how I see myself as a banker, as a businessman, and yeah, I became one.
You did. Now, and exactly. I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing. You grew up in a marketplace. You learn the value of money, and the desire to have money at a very, very young age, right? But when you were 11, your parents sent you away out of the home to go to school in Metro Manila. And
Yes.
you didn't want to do this, it didn't make you happy. Tell us what happened there.
Yeah, because I was just around 10 or 11 years old that time. I still miss hugging my mom. I feel homesick when I was sent to Manila. But because we don't have a good school, high school in our province, so they sent me to Manila to have a good education.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ready yet for that, to be apart from them, to be away from them. But I think it's just right because it developed my character
Mm-hmm.
when I was away from them,
Mm-hmm.
because I do things on my own.
Right, right, right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
became independent.
Yes, you became very independent at an early age. And I know you talk a lot about your mom, and you have a great relationship with your mom. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But we've got a picture here of you and your dad, and I know your relationship with your father was very complicated. You can tell us however much you're comfortable, but your dad, and you talk about this too. He became an alcoholic later on. You had a complicated relationship with him. Tell us a little bit about that, or as much as you want to.
First and foremost, I am closer to my mom
Hmm.
rather than to my dad. And how do I say this? Um, Growing up, he's not my idol, because I developed my inferiority complex because of him. Because yeah, he developed a habit of being alcoholic, and it has an impact on me because uh, I had this inferiority complex because of his doings.
Mm.
Yeah. I can still remember when I was a kid, uh, my classmates will always tell me that, oh, your dad, he made a trouble somewhere. So it kinda have a big impact on me, that when I grow up, I don't want to be like my dad.
Hmm.
And yeah, though my dad is very responsible, and financially speaking,
Hmm.
he provides us very well. But
Hmm.
that one thing I don't like about him is, when we are starting to from being poor, we are now climbing the our ladder of success.
Yes.
Um, he developed this habit of drinking.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I don't like it, and that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason why I don't drink
Yeah, right. Well, that's a good reason.
at all.
No, that is a good reason for sure. So you grew up when you left high school. You grew up wanting to be a doctor, but you
Yeah.
ended up studying accountancy. I want to know why you did that, number one. And then we've got a couple pictures here. And I want you to talk about this, Eric, because you started two traditional businesses. You had a water refilling business and then a small novelty store. So tell everybody why you got into accountancy, and tell us about your experiences in traditional business.
Well, there's a funny story, Sir Paul, because I really wanted to become a doctor. But my parents told me that they don't have enough money to fund my. And I have this cousin, which became my downline later on, in lifestyles. I have this cousin, and she's so successful in being accountant. So my parents told me, look at your cousin, she's now rich just because she's a graduate of accountancy. So you must try that one. So even if it's against my will to pursue accountancy, uh, I just obey them.
Mm.
So I just passed the course, but it's not in my heart to do it. It's for them, for me to satisfy them only.
You're right.
So after graduation, I no, no, not before graduation. Um, I have this, I have time to do a part-time job when I was still in college. So I realized that I have this 3-month job. I realized that I don't like employment because uh, I can't buy the things that I want
Mm-hmm.
with my salary.
Mm-hmm.
So after graduation, instead of going and pursuing my course as an accountant, I just asked my mom to lend me some money. During that time, it's 300,000 pesos for me
Right.
to start a water refilling business.
Right.
Yeah, and it's kind of good to have this kind of business because we are the first few in our area
Mm-hmm.
during that time. But traditional businesses like this, if many people are doing the same thing, like during our time, we became like 10 doing water refilling business there. So we are competing with each other. That's why our prices, we have this uh, prices to
Yeah.
lowered our prices, and then we are giving away freebies,
Right. Right.
and it ended up that I'm not earning anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why? I ventured into another business. It's a novelty business. It's like all items 89 pesos, because during the time it's hot cake during the time to sell your items in one price, like 89 in my case. But again, many copied me also. They are selling 50, they are selling 40, 20. So again, I'm not successful in doing traditional business, really, Sir
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah. I think it's a great lesson you've said a couple times that when you started your traditional business, people copied you. And
Yeah,
the one thing we should tell everybody watching is you cannot copy Intra, right? So when you're selling Intra, this is something that cannot be copied, and that's what makes the Lifestyles opportunity so great, right? But
yes.
okay, so you had your traditional businesses. You weren't successful at it. You were looking for something else. And this is where your Lifestyles journey started. And we're going to get into all of that right now. But Eric, before we do that, folks, we need to learn a little bit more about GMD Eric. So in order to do that, I think the best thing to do right now is to play Fast Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Fast Talk.
It's time for Fast Talk
with PK.
All right, we are here with GMD Eric in Metro Manila. Eric, you know how this works, right? You're going to pick a number between 1 and 9. We've got a case of Intra here, and there's going to be a question that comes up. I need you to answer first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, what's the first number?
5.
Number 5, what do we got? Okay, here's a serious question by the looks of it. If your father were still alive, what would you say to him?
Oh my. If my father is still alive, number one, I will let him drink Intra because
Good.
he died of liver cirrhosis, and I know there's a lot of cases that Intra healed because of Intra. So I will tell them, I will tell him that.
Okay, well, that's great advice for sure for anybody, and probably would have helped your dad, no doubt about it. Okay, give us another number, Eric.
Number one,
Number 1, what do we got? Okay, what is your favorite thing to collect from your travels?
wow. My favorite thing to collect is Starbucks tumbler. Yeah, everywhere I go, every city, every country, I always make sure to take one home. Yes.
Right, and you know, I know you're telling the truth because I was in your house about a year ago,
Yes.
and I saw the whole wall of Starbucks tumblers. So I can see. I think you even had one from Toronto, right?
Yes, I have. It's a gift from GMD Tintin.
Okay, that's right. That's right. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so give us another number.
Number 7.
Number 7. Okay, what do we have here? Ooh, this is a very important question. What is your favorite brand of watch?
Favorite brand of watch? I think Rolex, because Rolex
Oh,
is my first luxury watch.
okay. So tell everybody, Eric, how many Rolex watches do you have?
I have two.
Okay, okay.
Because I have other brands.
I know. I saw your watches too when I was in your house. So you've got quite a collection of luxury watches. Okay, well, that tells us a lot about you, GMD Eric. Thank you so much for playing Fast Talk.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, we're back with Eric. Now, we're in 2012 now, Eric. So I want you to go back to 2012. You were introduced to Lifestyles by now Global Marketing Director Raymil Doidoy. He gave you a bottle of Intra and kept inviting you to a presentation. If you can remember back then, what did you think of Lifestyles when Eric started talking to you about the company?
Sorry, Emil.
Sorry, Raymil, yeah, when Raymil started talking to you, sorry.
Well, number one, based on what he says, I can sense that it's a networking company. And I've been to a lot of it, like five. So, but the product is really working for me and for my family. That's why I need the products and I like it. I love Intra. I love drinking Intra. We benefited from Intra. But I always refuse to go whenever he invites me to join meetings or seminars. Yeah.
So I know it was tough to get you to go to one of these, and we've got a great picture here of the early days of you when you sort of started. Obviously, eventually you started going to meetings, but tell us about these early days of you selling your first package. What were some of the challenges that you had? Because people should know, right? The early days can be challenging, right?
Yes. The early days are the hardest.
Mm.
And I am not exempted from that. Yes, Sir Paul, I can still remember I still have no car from Intra during that time, from Lifestyles. And I can still remember when I bought my Express Direct package. So it's like five B tickets on my left hand and six on my right hand. And I'm commuting. I'm riding a bus. And the bad thing about buses in Metro Manila, you only have one foot on the bus, and the bus is running so fast. So I almost fell with my intras, with my BT kit.
Right.
So I told myself, I said to myself, I will buy my own car.
Right.
I will buy my own car. I will do lifestyles business seriously to have my own car.
Well, eventually you did just that, and around 2013 to 2014. So this is about a year or so after you joined. You almost quit Lifestyles. You almost quit, but now GMD Hanukkah from Pampanga, she said something to you that kept you going. Tell us what that was all about.
I don't know if I have the gut of telling this story because when we were still executive directors, both me and GMD Hanika, she went to somewhere in Quezon to join a hope from an NMD there.
Mhm.
I will not drop name.
Mhm.
It's an NMD from Quezon, and she felt discriminated because the NMD kept on asking her, "Who are you? Where are you from? Who's your upline?" And she said, "My upline is Eric Ludovice." And then this NMD asked her, "Who is he?" uh, he's an executive director. I don't know him. Who's your other upline? GMD Raymil. So when Hanika told me about that story, I told her, Hanika, don't worry. I will be your NMD
Mhm.
during that time. And it motivated me to become a GMD because, yeah, I almost quit lifestyles. I'm just sitting in our store back there in the province. I still have royalties because I have an organization,
Mhm.
but I have this in my heart. I can see my downlines. They're really working. I can see from social media, from Facebook that they're really working hard. And here I am sitting there just waiting for my royalty. So I told myself, uh, I'm not comfortable with it. I should go back doing lifestyles business again. And
Mhm.
that's why when I get back to lifestyles business, a month after I became an NMD job during that time. NMD.
Yeah,
Yes.
once you started working, your momentum really grew. You qualified for your first ever incentive, which was Pico de Loro, right? Remember that? We got a picture here, actually, I want to show people. And this is
Yes.
where, around this time too, Eric, you bought your first new car, and you also qualified for your first international travel ever. So this is the first time you traveled anywhere internationally, and that was the Hong Kong Macau incentive, right? So
Yes.
your group was really on fire. What was going on in the organization? Was it just as simple as you working harder? Was that the secret to it all?
I think, Sir Paul, the secret is that uh, I don't work for myself. I always I always wanted my downlines to be promoted. That's the reason why when I was starting my organization, all of my downlines, like there were five of them, they all got promoted to EDs, but I'm still an RD just because I want them to get promoted.
Hmm.
So there where my momentum is. Keep promoting my downlines, and then it has an effect on me also because I also got promoted to executive director and eventually NMD, IMD to GMD. But at the back of my mind, I always wanted them to be promoted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have an amazing product story. You said earlier, Eric, that Intra has had great benefits for you, but your nephew, which is your sister's child, we have a great picture here. It's this is young Toby, right? And
Yes.
so tell us what happened to this little guy and what Intra did for this young person.
Well, his name is Toby. Yeah, he's my nephew, and um, he's born with this heart, with his heart, like his heart is if they're gonna describe it, it's like peeled. It's like sa taga can I say in
Of
Tagalog?
course, you can speak that. Yeah.
Wasak-wasak. It's destroyed his heart, and the tube of his heart is inverted, so he has problem breathing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But because of Intra, he survived because he's been to Philippine Heart Center, and he has the best doctor. He had the best doctors, but they made an operation with him. It got successful, but the doctor told my sister that there's a lot of complication and he will die in 2 days.
Mm.
So it's better to take him home for them to be with the kid for 2 days, and for also for the bills not to shoot up.
Mm-hmm.
But the father, my brother-in-law, insisted of drinking Intra, taking Intra, Toby to take Intra, and miraculously, the 2 days that the doctor said that he will live for 2 days only, but until now, Toby is still alive and uh, very, very energetic, very smart kid.
Yeah, that's amazing. He's happy, he's healthy, he's living a normal life, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's amazing. That's tremendous.
And it's like a superstar in lifestyles.
he really is. I
Because
love.
there's a lot of distributors taking pictures of
Well,
him.
I'd like to meet him next time I come to Manila for
Yes,
sure, right? So you went on, you worked hard, you became an IMD, you bought your first, and I say this, the first Mercedes-Benz, right, car. Then you won Rising Star in 2017. You went GMD. We've got a great picture here of you. Tell us about this because your mother was in the hospital and you
yes.
became GMD and you wanted to bring your certificate showing and proving to your mother that you became a GMD. What was that moment like?
Well, my mom always wanted me to become a GMD because for her becoming a GMD is like we can achieve all our dreams. And during all my promotions to NMD, to IMD, she's always there cheering me up because I always describe her as the wind beneath my wings. She's always there backing me up, cheering me up. But during my GMD promotion, she's not there. The most important promotion in my life, but she's not there. Why? Because she's in the ICU.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's only because she drinks too much water.
Oh,
We always thought that water is good, but too much of it will also not it is also not good to our body.
yes, yes.
That's our only sin, to drink a lot of water. And yes, she's in the ICU, but because also of intra, she easily recovered. And during that promotion of mine, she's not there. But right after the promotion, I went to Lucena City. It's in Quezon, bringing my plaque and my certificate, handling it to her and telling her, "Mom, I'm now a GMD.
Mm.
All our dreams will come true."
and
And she's so happy. She's really so happy with me.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's a proud moment. It's a huge accomplishment. You worked hard to get there. You overcame obstacles. You almost quit, but you didn't. That's the main thing. We keep telling people as long as you don't quit, you'll be successful. And now Eric, you're enjoying you're enjoying the GMD lifestyle, right? You travel more than anybody else. We've got a great series of pictures here. You travel more than anybody I know. You've got luxury goods, financial investments, financial independence. When you see all of this that you've accomplished in lifestyles, and when you were young, you were worried about money, you wanted to be successful. What do you feel and what do you think when you see all these amazing things that you've accomplished with the lifestyles opportunity?
Sir Paul, I'm really, really thankful. That's the only word in mind. I'm so thankful with lifestyles. I'm so thankful with Sir Emil, my upline, because he introduced lifestyles to me. Because it's really my dream to travel the world. And upon seeing these pictures flashing on the screen, I'm still in awe of all the things that happened to my life because it's so amazing. It's so amazing. I've been to 71 different countries all over the world just because I'm doing lifestyles business. I'm always telling people I'm an ordinary person living an extraordinary life just because once upon a time I decided to do lifestyles business. And really, until this moment, until this video, I'm very, very, very thankful to Lifestyles. I'm very, very thankful to Sir David, to Sir Sean, to you, Sir Paul, because you bring Lifestyles to Philippines, and a person just like me is now enjoying the life.
Mm-hmm. And what advice would you give, Eric, to people? Let's say there's somebody watching who's sitting on the fence, right? They're not sure if they want to join Lifestyles. They're not sure about MLM. They're not sure about the product. What advice would you give somebody like that?
My advice is take all the risk because doing lifestyles business, the risk is very is calculated. There's nothing to lose but more to gain. Just like what happened to me, I'm very skeptic. I don't like to do networking because I have bad experiences. I've been to 5 networking companies, but I just trust my upline dito sa lifestyles, tuturuan at sasamahan tayo ng mga tao nagdala sa atin. I just trusted them because in my traditional business, I have no mentor. I don't know what to do. But here, we have a mentor. We have a great company. We have a great products. So the business is ready made for us. We just have to decide.
And you're
And yes, sir.
no, you're right. Exactly. It comes down to just making that decision, right? I think the one thing you said too is we have such great mentors in Lifestyles, and I know you've got a great upline that's helped you, throughout your whole Lifestyles career. That's an important thing, isn't it?
Yes. He's a perfect upline for me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So listen, Eric, thank you so much for joining us. You've got a great story. The good news is that we're just getting started in the Philippines. We have so much more growth and opportunity and new people to help for 2024. It's special. We're celebrating our 35th anniversary. We're glad you're with us. And I look forward to watching you achieve even greater things this year than you ever have before. So we're keeping an eye on you. And congratulations and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Sir Paul.
Thank you, Eric. See you soon.
See you soon, Sir
Okay,
Paul.
there he is, folks. GMD Eric Ludovice from Metro Manila. I think he said it right. You've got nothing to lose by joining Lifestyles, everything to gain. We've got tremendous mentors. So if you're thinking about joining the company, this is the best day to do it. This is the best year to do it. We're here to support you. We're here to help you. We've got all the tools, all the training, everything you need to be successful. So until next time, from the Leader Chat Room at Lifestyles Home Office in Toronto, Canada, Paul Kramer saying good morning.